have to do something to help stop it. As we all know, the leaked cables have shone a light on some terrible, terrible abuses. Crimes against humanity, war crimes, and just diplomatic screw-ups, shenanigans, and doublespeak. But these are all things that we have a right to know, and we would not have known if it had not been for the leaks. Perpetrated by Bradley Manning or whoever, we would not have known. And those leaks have exposed hypocrisy and double-speak. They broke the code of secrecy, the cover-ups on which our governments so often rely to mislead us, to drag us into wars that are illegal and unjust. Bradley Manning is not a lawbreaker, he is a law enforcer. He is seeking to enforce and defend international human rights law, the laws which prohibit the killing of civilians, that prohibit indiscriminate attacks upon targets, that prohibit the mistreatment of prisoners of war. These are all things that have been exposed thanks to the cables we've seen over recent months. And the real lawbreakers, as so many people have said, are not Bradley Manning or others, but the governments who have done these things in our name. They are the real criminals, the real lawbreakers, and thank heavens we have those cables so that we know what they were doing behind closed doors and in secret. Indeed, Bradley Manning, if he is the leaker, has done, as others have said, a great, great public service. A true hero of our times. I think very few of us, when faced with the dilemma that he had, would have been willing to do what he allegedly did and to be prepared to take the consequences that he's now suffering. He is enduring great, great, great hardship. I've never been in prison despite all the different laws I've broken, all the things I've done, but I have spent quite a long time in police cells, and I can tell you, even just 24 hours in a police cell, as many of you will know, is not exactly a very pleasant experience. But at least you've got the hope that, the next morning you are going to court. Whereas with Bradley Manning, he doesn't know. How long will he be behind bars? And for someone to maintain their sanity, their dignity, their resolve, despite all this, it's an enormous tribute to that man. I'm really, really proud of Bradley Manning, as I'm sure all of you are as well. In fact, I'd say he deserves a public award, not a prison sentence. We all know that the abuse that Bradley Manning is suffering is illegal and criminal. Solitary confinement and all the rest, these are against international humanitarian law. The United Nations Convention Against Torture states categorically that cruel and degrading punishments are illegal and unlawful and criminal. And that is without question what is happening to Bradley Manning. He is being subjected to cruel, degrading treatment. The United States has signed the Torture Convention. It's ratified it, it's pledged to uphold it, and right now in the case of Bradley Manning and others, it is defying the law itself that it itself promised to uphold. We need to get someone, find the people to refer this case to the International Criminal Court and get prosecution proceedings initiated against the government of the United States for allowing this to happen. There is this body of international law. Let's use it to bring the US to justice. As others have said, our government here in the UK needs to be doing not something, but a lot, to ensure that the mistreatment of Bradley Manning ceases. He is a British citizen. He's entitled to the protection of the British government. And what I find so extraordinary is that David Cameron, who's tried to rebrand the Conservatives as some kind of caring, compassionate party, if they can't speak out against cruel and unusual and degrading treatment, those words count for nothing. That commitment counts for nothing. And as for Nick Clegg of the Liberal Democrats, who've always prided themselves on supporting human rights and civil liberties, where is his voice against the abuse of Bradley Manning? Again, Liberal Democrats, don't say the words, do the action. So finally, in conclusion, we're here as people in many places around the world protesting against the abuse of Bradley Manning. And our message to the British government and to the United States government is very simple. We want justice for Bradley Manning. We want an end to the abuse of Bradley Manning. Not later this year, not next year, not the year after, but now. Thank you.